Hey lovies, so if you guys are Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, this is going to be your reading looking into your person's thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards you. Also remember that the energies can be flipped, so if you feel like it's more of like your own energy that I'm reading, it could just be that Spirit wants you to kind of have more clarity and understanding on your own feelings, and feel free to check your other signs, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, to see if there's like maybe a message like for more insight on into your person there. If that's kind of like what you were more like wanting to see or hear. And at the end of the reading, just so you know, I'm gonna pull some of these. It's like songs and messages. So we'll take a look at that at the end of the reading if you want to stick around or fast forward to the best part. But otherwise, I guess let's just jump right in. Well, one more little thing. I think this is like the 8th one I'm doing. Sorry, I have like something like a thing in my chest, like a tick, like my throat. So if I'm coughing and stuff, I'm so sorry if it's like annoying. But I feel like there's just something going on a little bit. But anyway, what was I just saying? I don't know. I guess, I started so I'm up. I think this is the 8th one I'm doing. I'm gonna try to like do as much as I can to get the readings out as quick as I can. I know there's also the new moon in Pisces coming up, so I do want to do a reading for that, like a collective read, so look out for that. But I was trying to crank them out by the end of the week, but that's just like unrealistic with all the hours I'm working at, like my 9 to 5, which is really like a 9 to 10 o'clock at night sometimes. So it's really difficult. I have to rest and just keep my other stuff going on too, but I'm really trying to do it as quick as I can. I also have this black tourmaline representing my earth signs, Capricorns. So we'll put this here. That's like the best stone that I own. I love it. And all right, so let's jump right in. So for your guys' reading, I feel like it's almost flipped the energy. Like usually I feel like you would be over here and your person would be there. But I feel like this time it's like flipped. And it was interesting because when right before I like pressed record, I lit the candles. That's always like the last thing I do when I'm like ready to go. And like it wasn't like finished, like the candle wasn't finished, like it still had wax in it. Actually, here it is. But it just started like flickering out. Like it didn't go out, but it just like wasn't like a full-fledged flame over here. And I feel like that was a message. Like, I don't know, I took it that way, that like at the start, like almost like in the past, I'm so sorry. It was like kind of like an unequal thing. Even we have this justice card here. So I feel like, yeah, maybe like you were more like invested than this person. They were kind of like stuffing their feelings down. Like they were maybe like kind of coming up at times, but they weren't like fully allowing them to like burn like the passion they had for you or whatever. So anyway, I lit a new candle, but I feel like that's kind of like what's happening now, is they are allowing it. So that's good news. Yeah. So also I shuffled a song for you, and it was Take Me to Church by that Hozier, Hozier. I don't know how to say, like is it a group or a person? I don't even know. Like I only know that song there, so I have no idea. But that song. And what's interesting, the first thing I'm noticing, there's like this mother card. There's like a pearl. There's pearls here. And even that kind of looks like a pearl on this love card. First of all, this reading is like really positive. We have love, happiness, magic, cornucopia, door to romance. We have the 10 of Pentacles, the Page of Cups. Obviously, there's like the 5 of Swords. There's some, other energies as well. But I feel like overall, like romance, my beloved, like even the mother energy, that's like a nice energy. So this is going to be your person's thoughts. This is going to be their emotions, like their emotional body. And this is going to be their intentions. This is kind of like a breakdown, like all these cards at the top of like your current energies. So this is representing kind of like the connection right now. And we have this mother card, and pearls, I know pearls like represent, like a pearl of wisdom is like what I was thinking of. And I feel as though that this connection has kind of, it's like wisdom gained through experience, like pearls represent. And I feel like there's been a lot of that here. And even though I think it was challenging at the time, I think you've both kind of come to the understanding of and come to appreciate everything that you have learned from this, and you really are like enjoying like the energy that you're like currently in, both of you. And you're seeing how this, and it's more of like an internal thing where though we may be physically, because I think this is some sort of separation, though we may be physically apart, spiritually we are always united, for love transcends space and time, nothing is missing. And then for your person, that's what this is, your person, I think. They got romance, Cupid's arrow strikes. So again, I feel like almost like a late bloomer, not in the traditional sense of that phrase, but in this, as far as this connection, I feel like this is a more established feeling, my beloved. And we have this damsel coming through for your energy. Understanding the nature of healthy romance. Romance is here, like romance. Romance is on this card twice. So understanding that's like, I don't know, interesting to me, and I think positive. Understanding the nature of healthy romance inspires you to rely on yourself, and the shadow is waiting for a knight to provide for you. Seduction by romantic illusion. And I feel as though that's kind of like an energy you were in for a time, like, because this is also like a message like from you to your person. I never decided to trust you or love you. One day I looked and realized you snuck in there somehow. And I think that the force of the emotion that you felt for your person really like overwhelmed you. And like with that whole late bloomer thing that I was getting, I think it made you feel like, is this a delusion? Because that says romantic delusion or illusion. Illusion. Sorry, if you could just see my head. I had to see the card though. But I feel like at this point though, you have learned to kind of trust this connection, even if it's not physically like manifesting. It's like spiritually, like, and even that pearl inside, it's like deep down, it's like in the heart. I'm seeing that as the heart, that we know, or at least you know, and I think they do too, because this is your connecting energy. But it's, you receive, like with the mother, I feel like you get a lot of nurturance from this connection, even if you're not together. Just, I don't know, thinking of each other, like imagining like what your life would be like together, just thinking about them as a person. I mean, I think you both just really care about each other in a very real way. And then your person, romance, Cupid's arrow strikes with exclamation mark. It's like, I think this kind of hit them maybe recently, or like fairly recently, like after you. Definitely, there's definitely like a time lag here between like your energy and their energy. And there's a sense too of like, the unexpectedness, and then like almost pain and pleasure. Like an arrow striking you isn't really gonna feel good necessarily, but at the same time it's an arrow of romance, so it's like almost like it hit them like a ton of bricks. And I don't know if they were really expecting it, and I think they had a lot of like recalibration to do, like with these like intense feelings that kind of, I think, caught them by surprise. Yeah. And then for the Samaritan, we have refines your capacity to help those you would prefer to ignore, and exacting appreciation and recognition for the help you offer. That's like your person's energy. I'm more so focusing on the photo. Was it photo? I don't know why I just said that like that, like the imagery. Where it's like a realization of, it's like recognizing the similarities between the two of you, or like looking at you and then like being able to see themselves. There was something very similar in my Gemini reading yesterday, although it was like a little bit different. But it was kind of like a similar vibe, if I'm being honest. Like I'm getting like a very spiritual connection. Obviously spiritually we are always united. I mean, it says it right there. Like also we have this magic card here, awareness. It says like look for signs and guidance, things like that. So I feel like a little bit of that is coming through, if that resonates for you. But it's almost as if, because like I feel like it's very clear that there's like some sort of separation here, unless like you're kind of moving out of it now, and if that's not the case, this may not be your reading. But again, it says refines your capacity to help those you would prefer to ignore. I think that's more so just saying that they tried to ignore their feelings too, at first. And I think there's definitely some, I wouldn't even say like guilt, like heavy guilt, because I think maybe they have like worked through some of that stuff. But even this song, Beautiful by Bazzy, I don't know how to say it, but I feel like, okay, with this mother card, because there's something in that card that's like, started when we were younger, swear to God that I loved her, sorry that your mom found out. I forget the next line after that. And anyway, it's almost like, and then with this 3 of water here and this justice, I feel as though they maybe are like worried about what your family thinks of them or something. They maybe, if things like kind of went off the rails in the past, and it wasn't like the best kind of situation, I think they're like, oh, maybe like their family's gonna hate me and think I'm like this bad person, and something like that. And I think that's something that they're worried about. And in fact, it's like, swear to God that I loved her. It's like almost like they're realizing, looking back, that they really did love you, and that's why they were scared and things like that. And now they're kind of like, it's like almost like they want to fix it with justice. They want to right the wrong. They want to rebalance the scales. I think this is kind of an energy of like trying to figure out how to make this tangible, make a plan. And it's not surprising, like, I mean, I know, like, you're the Capricorn, not them. I mean, unless both of you are, but it is kind of like a Capricorn vibe, so, like, I like it. Damsel, I feel as though the way that you helped them was by showing them your independence, because we have this 9 of Earth on the bottom of the deck as well. And I feel as though you're somebody that doesn't really rely on other people. Like, you're a very independent person, and maybe your person was a little bit more like codependent. And I think they're trying to step into their own independence now and their own like sovereignty kind of. And I think you are a very sovereign person. That word just like popped in my head. Even with this mother card, like that archetype, it could be like a queen, or I mean, there is a queen in the deck, so it's not the queen, but it's like that matriarch, but it's like a boss, like what's the hierarchy? Like, you're at the top of like the high in a family unit. Like, for example, you know, you're one of the bosses, sometimes like the biggest boss. But yeah, I don't know, just like that mother energy is coming out. Like, so that could be like Cancer energy coming through. We have Scorpio with transformation and Libra with justice, if that resonates for anybody, like maybe about your person. But also another thing I'm noticing, there's a lot of 1s and 3s. We have an 11 here and a 3. We have 11, 33, and 13, which I know reduces to a 4, but it's almost like I'm seeing it like 1 and 3, 13. So I don't know necessarily what that would mean. I mean, maybe like 1, and even this was a 1, the mother card. And like the Empress is the number 3, and that's like very much like that mother energy as well. So I don't know. So let's get into their thoughts here. Like I was saying, I feel like they're just having really positive, like they're thinking that they want to be in a relationship with you. And I think they're trying to think practically about it, or logically, like in a way, like, okay, what is the damage? Like, assess the damage that they've done and try to figure out a way to fix it. And even that song, Take Me to Church, it's like, she demands a sacrifice. I just said that so weird, sorry. She demands a sacrifice. And it's like drain the whole sea, get something shiny, something meaty for the main course. That's a fine looking high horse. What you got in the stable? Sometimes that song confuses me, but like that first part about drain the whole sea, it's like they want to like make it up to you. They'll like do whatever it takes to make it up. It's like, oh, if you want to like punish me and make me suffer, like I will, but just like let me try, like let me fix it. It's very cute. I don't think that you would make them suffer, but oh, maybe you will. You gotta do what you gotta do. But I don't think you will with this energy that you have towards them, my beloved. Like, I think you just want them to like be okay, honestly. So yeah, it's funny because I was just saying the other day that this happiness cards reminds me of the Three of Cups, and then it like came out under the Three of Cups. So there's a lot of like happiness here. You guys could be friends or like have been friends, and they feel as though you would have a really good balance of like love and friendship. Also like hard work and play, kind of like a work and play, like love and friendship. Like you would be best friends, you would be like real partners with this justice energy. What's that song, Lovers and Friends? Like I hate that song, but I just thought about it. Like the little Usher little trio of the 2004. Little John, Luda, and Usher. But yeah, Lovers and Friends. I feel like also, I just lost my train of thought. Oh, like lovers and friends, you would work and play. You could even like, I don't know, you could like raise a family together with this mother card. They could see you as being like a great mother or father, like whatever, like, you know, just like that energy of like, they would like to run a family with you, even if it's just a bunch of dogs, even if it's just you two, and like your family life is financial and you want to travel, like whatever it is, you know, like they could see like planning out a life with you for the long term, whatever that means to you guys. And jumping over here, sorry, I like broke this nail, I didn't say, and like this one's like about to break too. I have to go to the nail salon tomorrow, but I apologize. I can't wait to have some fresh nails. But yeah, so now jumping into their emotions, we have this Five of Air, and on the back of the deck here, we had this mask energy. Like obviously they were masking their emotions, I'm feeling, with the Mother card coming through. I feel like almost this is like what happened in the past. Like you were on very different pages. I feel like you were kind of doing shadow work, just like really immersed in it, and they were trying to pretend like everything was fine, like wearing a mask, and just, you know, maybe they didn't even realize it, but they were kind of like not in their authentic self. It was before they did any of this kind of work. So I feel like that energy is kind of coming through to show. And then we have like that transition here with the Five of Air going to the Page of Water, the Page of Cups. And when I had shuffled, these two cards fell out together, I believe. And this card was on the back of the deck. And I remember thinking like, oh, they transformed and from this energy to this energy. Or like this is almost like putting on a show. Like maybe your person is a very kind of like gregarious, like not outspoken, but like outgoing person, like, and you know, they like to pretend like, oh, like, almost, I want to say I'm a big baller, but like, you know, they're like a partier, or they're like with their friends, and like they're just always trying to act like a certain way. Like they have a certain persona that they have created that they kind of try to like keep to, and it's like I think they're kind of transforming more into their authentic self. And I think it's not like they're changing and becoming a different person. I think they're really just like allowing parts of themselves that they've kept hidden to kind of come to the surface a little bit. Yeah, because the way this is like a little mermaid and it's like popping out. And I was just thinking of that song, God Must Have Spent a Little More Time on You by NSYNC. And I feel like that's what you would like say to your person. And you've always, like, you know, that part that's like the heart of a child that's deep inside and must be purified or something. I feel like that's how you feel about your person. Like just that they're so like special and like beautiful. Like you've always been able to see this heart of theirs, and that's almost why you're so like forgiving. I think you really understand your person. And I don't think that they've always like understood you, and that was like very hard for you. and caused a lot of pain for you. But I think you've like really done your healing work, and kind of, because the way that this girl is like in the mirror, it's like she's holding up a mirror, but she's like in the mirror. I think you've really like integrated your shadow self. Like it's all one now. Like there's a sense of oneness with you that I'm really proud of you. Like this is like pretty cool energy for you to be in, and you're just like doing your thing. But yeah, and it's almost like with this down here, make a wish, believe in miracles, magic surrounds you, and then awareness. Live in the moment, be conscious of your thoughts, look for signs and guidance. It's almost like they're becoming like aware of like the magic. And look, the magic could just be like the magic of like the chemistry between you and how well you fit together. But it could also be like, because it says specifically like look for signs and guidance, they could be kind of experience things like that where they're getting intuitive hits, or they're seeing numbers like maybe 1 and 3 or something, 313, 1133, like repeating numbers. 11, we have 211, so maybe like 1111, like things like that. They're like starting to notice more. Maybe they're like hearing your name a lot, or just seeing and hearing things that remind them of you. Stuff that they maybe would have just like wrote off to coincidence, like brushed it off in the past, but now they're kind of like being like, oh wow, like wait, and maybe they're even like thinking back on the past, and kind of like realizing other things that happened that were signs as well, that they maybe just didn't have the capacity, like the awareness as of that point to really recognize. But like I think it's like their third eye is opening, because this eye is kind of like in the shadows, you can't really see it, and this eye is like wide open. It's almost like they're seeing with a different set of eyes, even if it's not like the third eye thing. So like they're feeling very like, I almost want to say excited about life. It's almost like, because I don't know, like when you have like a spiritual awakening, at least this is how it felt for me, but and you kind of realize like magic is real, like, and it's just not the way like you see it in the movies, or like the way it's like depicted in this card, like with all these bright lights and stuff. I mean, sometimes if you have like a vision, but it's not like you're gonna see a fairy fly by you like in real life. That would be cool if you could, but you know. But it's almost like when you start seeing signs and stuff, I mean, before it gets confusing and scary, like that initial feeling, it's almost like, you know, like Christmas, like the magic of Christmas, you get it back, like that you lost when you were a kid. And like with this page of water, I think that's kind of what's going on here. Like something that used to kind of scare them and make them like upset, it's almost like becoming like a happier thing for them, where it's like Santa Claus, like that feeling you get when Santa's coming, like, you know, like just that magical like feeling. Because when you like lose that as you get older, it's like the saddest thing. It really is. It's the biggest come down. So it's like, they're getting back up again. They're like feeling just like excited. Like I really want to say there's like a lot of happiness, and like love honestly is like, I hate to say like the greatest magic of all. It's like the corniest thing I've ever said in my life, but like when you really feel love for someone and things just fit together and it's like perfect, like it is a type of magic. I think it is the most potent magic. But anyway, that's what I think. And then moving over to their intentions, I mean, this is like action oriented. We had action on the back of the deck here. I know that was like for their emotions, but whereas in the past, oh, we had strategy too. It's like right now, it's like they're standing there looking. Usually I see this card as like, oh, like I don't want to walk. Should I walk through the gate or shouldn't I? But it's like, I don't think that's how they're looking at it. I think they're looking at it like, okay, when I walk through the gate, like, what am I going to do? Like, they're trying to make a plan. Like, they want to make this. It's like they know you're waiting for them. And you see how this card is like, oh, see, another 3 because 30. But you see how this card is like, oh, there's like an open door, there's like a cage, and there's like a heart with a keyhole. Like they have a key around their neck. It's interesting. It's almost like they have the key, like they're figuring out how to use it, you know? Like they've had these discoveries about themselves and now they're figuring out how to like funnel them into action. I'm really getting that. And they're really seeing your value. There's a lot about value, cornucopia, 10 of earth, and I think they're really seeing the value of themselves and of this connection as a whole. Like this is a very positive energy, and there's a lot about like treasure and like pearls and things like that. So, and like even that song, Get Something Shiny, I think they really want to like shower you with gifts and like romantic gestures. Like they want to really show you how much you mean to them, which is really sweet. And the Page of Water can be like an apology and just like coming forward with like really sweet intentions. And I think that's what they have, like whether it's like a financial thing, like maybe they would just like pick you a flower, which I mean some people prefer, like, you know, like instead of like an expensive bouquet, like whatever it is, like they just want to like make an effort to show you like how much you mean to them with this romance. Like yeah, like I really feel like they want to like come at you with like some romantic gestures. Like I'm really getting that. So, all right, I think we're gonna move into these cards now and see what is going on. What would they want to communicate to you? Capricorn, what is your person trying to communicate or wishes they could communicate to their person right now, their Capricornian love interest? What would they want to convey to them, either through a message or song? What would Capricorn's person want to convey to them right now? You get through to me when nobody else can. Yeah, that card came out yesterday in the Gemini reading, which I feel like this is like a similar group of people, but maybe this is like the person like after, what am I trying to say? Like further along on their path than like Gemini's person, but it's like the same kind of vibe. What? Love on the Brain by Rihanna. Love You Down. The song keeps like coming out. I like that song. By I-N-O-J, I-N-O-J, like, oh, Silver Springs by Fleetwood Mac. A lot of songs. Oh, I like that song because it's like, again, like, remember how I was saying like the different timelines at the beginning? And that song, it's like time cast a spell on you. Even that magical element, I feel like, is coming through. But you won't forget me. I know I could have loved you, but you would not let me. I'll follow you down to the sound of my voice will haunt you. Maybe they were right. Maybe they were like feeling like that. Or you were feeling like that. And you're just kind of like, and then you'll never get away from the sound of the woman that loves you. And it's like almost like you would say, like, I didn't ask for this either. Like, you know, like, can you just like get on board here? Like, there's this magic between us. And they just like were running away from it for a little while. But I feel like you haven't really left them. Like the flame is not, because even that flame didn't like burn out. Like they were trying to make it, but it wouldn't. So it's like, I feel like that's kind of like what happened. There was some resistance, but there's like an acceptance at this point. It's like too many, I think. Yeah, that's like 8 cards. I mean, I guess I could have taken Diary by Alicia Keys. Tony. Lotus Flower Bomb. Okay, this is a lot of music. Maybe you guys have like similar taste in music, or you like a lot of the same music, or you hear messages in music. That could be something that they're like realizing with this. And even this song, I know, gets a little dark, and I think maybe it is highlighting like the good and bad aspects of your connection, because it's like, even though there was a lot of maybe pain in the past and stuff, there was a lot of growth. Like the love is there too, like both, like they're both there. It's not so black and white. I think that's what they're realizing too. The Power of Love by Celine Dion. Again, the song was coming out yesterday. I feel like there's like a connection between this and like the Gemini reading. Not a connection, like, but it's like someone on the same journey, just at different stages, is what I meant. Somehow you always know exactly what to say. Like yeah, and that was all about like someone communicating stuff and like learning from them. So it's a similar vibe with these two. You get through to me when nobody else can, and you always know exactly what to say. Like, I think you've really like had an effect on them. Oh, and even that song, it's like, how does it go? It's like, if the heavens ever did speak, she's the last true mouthpiece, something like that. So it's like they really like are enjoying your message and like what you have to say. Out of My Head by Fastball. Baby, I Love Your Way by Peter Frampton. I love that song. Okay. And I guess just the songs, if you feel drawn to any of them or you want to look them up. This freaking song, Bizarre Love Triangle by New Order. Look, I told them yesterday to watch Hot Tub Time Machine. Oh, but there's like that time continuum kind of thing, like theme, that I kind of felt like I was getting here too, where you were just on different timelines and then you like, okay, with these songs, like I can't even deal. To Make You Feel My Love by Garth Brooks and Lonely by Akon. But To Make You Feel My Love is kind of like this vibe. And I feel like this would be like your song to your person, To Make You Feel My Love by Garth Brooks. I know Adele sings it too, but I like love this version like so much more. Like, no offense to Adele, I just like, my mom used to have a CD, like I think it was the Hope Float soundtrack, and this was on it, and I just like have like loved that song since I was like a kid. All right, let's see. And just that Lonely by Akon, but it's like, again, like they know they've done wrong and they want to make it right kind of, but they don't know if they've missed their chance. Okay. Can't Help Falling in Love by Elvis Presley. Just Like You never decided. It's like neither did they, but they couldn't help it. You're My First Thought in the Morning and My Last at Night. You're Heavily on Their Mind. Talk Show by 2088. If You're Feeling Crazy, Please Know I Do Too a lot. Yeah, like I think that's a big thing too in this, like you start having a spiritual awakening. It's almost like you go from like not believing in anything to like all of a sudden being bombarded. Like at first it's really exciting and you get like super like almost a little crazy, like in a good way where like really excited, and then it kind of gets, I feel like, bad where you start questioning like your guidance. You think you're crazy, like in a bad way, and then it's like you kind of like I was saying, recalibrate yourself and like moderate and just come, and you're able to handle it. I feel like that's like that they've kind of like have been through that process and they're starting to like level out, which was again a big theme in the Gemini reading. Into You by Fabulous. I Want to Fix This, But Your Ferocity Scares Me. Ooh. If I Ain't Got You by Alicia Keys. I'll just get a few more and then we'll close the reading. I Love the Way Your Brain Works. Okay, whoa. Differences by Genuine and I Hear You So Clearly. Sometimes it's like you're actually here. Maybe, yeah, there's some sort of like telepathic connection going on here, and that's part of like this magic. Yeah, like I can feel your anger and pain. And then Barracuda, again, maybe like you're just like a tough cookie. I feel you pushing me away. Maybe that's something they're worried about, but it doesn't seem like you are. So that's, you know, their own insecurities that they're going to have to, I guess, deal with. But it doesn't look like you feel any ferocious feelings towards them. Like I wasn't picking up on that at all from your energy, although I could be wrong. Maybe it's like you go back and forth. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please leave me some love. And if it didn't resonate, please feel free to check your other signs, but obviously you probably wouldn't still be here if it didn't resonate. I hope you guys have a great day. I will catch you in the next reading.